Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's that time of the year again. It is official. The Baltimore Ravens and the full NFL 2025 schedule is out, but I'm going to be here talking about my favorite team, the Baltimore Ravens, and their schedule and what it looks like. And I've seen bits and pieces of it. It looks intriguing. Week one, we get a divisional round rematch at Buffalo, Sunday night football. So once again, we are opening up the year on prime time away from home. Then we have, I don't want to call it our easiest game in the first 4 weeks, but our home opener is against the Browns in week two. And then week three and week four, things just keep getting tougher. Week three, we go to Detroit for Monday night football. So this is another, I think this is like the second time ever we've played the Lions on Monday Night Football. If you recall, in 2013, we played them on Monday Night Football. And that was a game where Justin Tucker kicked the 6 field goals, including the 61-yarder to win the game. And then we go to Kansas City the following week. Actually, we host the Lions. Okay, never mind. We're not in Detroit. We host the Lions. So actually, for once, we're getting a home Monday night football game. That's pretty cool. But then we go back on the road at Kansas City, where hopefully we can get our revenge there. That game's actually at 4:30. So in the first 4 weeks, the Ravens only have one 1 o'clock game. Week five, we play the Texans at home. We've kind of owned them the past couple of matchups, especially with CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud has yet to put up an offensive touchdown in 3 games against the Ravens. Then week six, we play the Rams. So 5 of the first 6 weeks, we play playoff teams and really good playoff teams, but thankfully, most of them are at home. Week seven is our bye week. That's kind of early for us usually. We're like week 10 or past, but week seven, hey, whatever. And then week eight, coming out of the bye, we are back at home taking on the Chicago Bears at 1 p.m. This could be an interesting matchup here. Then we have a short week, though, because in week nine, we go to Miami for Thursday night football, where we take on the Dolphins. This is, I think, like the third or fourth time we played them on Thursday night football. So that's going to be interesting again, too. Hopefully, Tua is healthy for that game where we can see another Tua-Lamar matchup. And then week 10, we play at Minnesota on Sunday, 1 p.m. And then the next week, we're at Cleveland, which is actually at 4:25 p.m. Then things get interesting. We play Sunday before Thanksgiving against the Jets at home. And then, wouldn't you know it, Thanksgiving Day on the 27th of November, we are playing the Cincinnati Bengals, our technically third time ever on Thanksgiving. We played in 2011 and 2013. Those were both home games and we won. And in 2020, we were supposed to play Thanksgiving in Pittsburgh, but because of COVID, that got pushed back to the following Wednesday, so it's never counted as a Thanksgiving game. So our third time ever on Thanksgiving. And for the Bengals, I believe this is their second time ever, because I remember them having one, it was like 2010, I believe, against the Jets, and they lost that game. So interesting there. But with the matchups that Burrow and Lamar had, I mean, do you really blame the NFL for going this route, considering they don't usually do a lot of AFC matchups? And then week 14, that's kind of surprising. We don't play the Steelers till week 14. That's at home at M&T Bank Stadium. That's a 1 p.m. game. And then after, Thanksgiving, we go to Cincinnati just 2 weeks later for a 1 p.m. matchup there. And you remember that was the 41-38 overtime win. Week 16, we play host to the Patriots. We haven't played the Patriots in a couple of years, so it's going to be interesting to see where they're at. A lot of people are saying they could be a sleeper playoff team. And then we finish the year out with back-to-back road games. Week 17, we are at Lambeau Field for Green Bay. Kind of play the Packers a little later than I thought we would. And then we finish off in Pittsburgh at Acrisure Stadium. Depending on how the Steelers play, who knows what this game could entail. Could this decide the AFC North? Could, a team be knocked out of the playoffs if lost? Will this game not matter for one team? I truly don't know, but it's an interesting schedule. So we don't get a Christmas game this year, but we get the nightcap of the Thanksgiving game, and we actually have a home Monday night football game. That is intriguing. We usually don't get those. So let's see. Counting all the primetime games we have, that's 1, 2, and then I don't think 3 and 4. We have 4 primetime games. Max you can get is 5, but hey, you can't have 5 every year. So pretty good to say the least. And I think, our preseason schedule was announced. Our preseason starts on my birthday. Look at that, Thursday, August 7th. So happy birthday to me. We play host to the Colts in that one. So that's going to be a fun one. I mean, it's preseason, so I tend to watch, but it's cool that it's on my birthday. That happens sometimes with the preseason. And then we don't play until the following Saturday, August 16th at Dallas, and then at Washington to play the Commanders. It says there's no date or time to it, so I guess that'll figure itself out. But those are the three preseason games if you're interested in that. But yes, this is a tough schedule. I think tougher than people are going to make it out. I mean, let's see, the Bills, the Lions, the Chiefs, the Texans, the Rams, the Vikings, and the Steelers, the Packers, they all made the playoffs last year. And then if you want to count, the Bengals had a winning record. And I believe, well, we did lose to the Browns too, so got to keep that in mind. And teams like the Bears and Patriots are seen to be teams that could potentially be on the up and up. So there really is no like break in the schedule for what's going to be easy and what's not. But I trust us. I mean, we started 0-2 last year and we rebounded and we had some really, really tough games down the stretch. But this year I think it's going to be a little different. Hopefully, the Bills are definitely a beatable team. I think more beatable than the Chiefs would be, because when you look at Josh Allen's stats against the Ravens, he's 3-2, but he hasn't necessarily played great in any of those games. I mean, he was horrible when we beat him in Baltimore last year, and then even in the divisional round, I think he threw for like 121 yards, but he had like 3 rushing TDs, and most of that came on short field from us like fumbling and getting intercepted and all that. So it's going to be an interesting year to say the least. But yeah, that is my thoughts on it. You can tell me in the comments below, what do you think? But until then, that is it for me. Stay safe out there, and I will catch you all in the next one.